Howdy diddly dandy there, chums. 'Tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, I want to talk a little bit about the latest update to No Man's Sky. When I say update, I'm on about the expedition to No Man's Sky. And why did I make that point? Well, let's just jump on over to the Tinterwebs and I'll show you a tweet that I'm responding to. Righto, so I put this over on the Twitterverse, hashtag No Man's Sky. The patch notes and trailer are now live, and the link to the patch notes, for an expedition update. With Voyagers being so large and the team at Hello Games being around 60ish, 46 devs plus 7 testers, and No Man Light No Fire still baking, I guess this statement can't always apply. Now, this statement was made back in 2022, and I'd imagine with best intentions. Expeditions have been super popular. We know there are a ton of people playing right now, and expeditions are where a lot of the community spend their time. We never release expeditions instead of updates, but rather as well as planned updates. Okay, so I was just pointing out that, that can't always be true. I've had a few people quote this to me and send it to me in private message saying, Captain Steve, how comes we just got an expedition with no real update? Well, somebody has also come to Hello Games' defense, but that's exactly what I was doing. Do you realise they've done this in the past, right? Okay, Coolio, I think this is directed at me, I'm not 100% sure, but Aquarius was an expedition update. No, it wasn't. Aquarius was an update that had an expedition with it. It brought fishing into the game, and it had a fishing-related expedition. It was a fishing update bolted onto Worlds Part 1. When you look at the actual update here, it says Aquarius Update in big freaking bold text at the top. And it does mention about how Worlds Part 1 gave us all the water physics, let's add in fishing. And they gave us so much, the skiff, everything. They gave us loads in that update. And there was an expedition to go with it as a bit of a bonus, as a side jaunt, just to help you get into fishing. It was first and foremost a fishing update with an expedition tied to it. The next one, they point out, the Cursed was an expedition update. Yes, that was. When you go and have a look at the Cursed over here, here is the Cursed expedition. Now, we've had similar sort of expeditions in the past, like Emergence. Emergence came with another update, though. And Emergence brought in these worm babbers. We've had Liquidators, which brought in the bugs. This expedition brought in another new enemy type, these jellyfish. I kind of feel that whatever we saw in the Cursed, as and when we get maybe the Realm of Glass or the Void, if it ever comes to fruition, we might see these as an enemy type that makes their way into the game permanently. Yeah, you can summon these still by using the Child of Aquarius into a pool of water and you get to fight one of these bosses. But catching a Child of Aquarius is no easy task, and it's kind of like a little mini perk rather than a new added enemy type. I kind of feel the Cursed was going to be a thing, but then Hello Games maybe have held it back to bake it a little bit more, to make it that little bit special. Honestly thought, being 2024, a year later we would have seen the Cursed Part 2. That's kind of what I was expecting to see this year, this time, but instead no. Because we've got maybe these Corvettes and Voyagers, perhaps it's delayed this whole Halloween-y thing, maybe till next year, I don't know. Or maybe they might not ever appear. Maybe I'm hoping for something that will never exist. But yes, I agree with you, the Cursed was definitely an expedition update. And I think I made the same point back then. Well, this is an expedition, not an update. Right, okay, anyway. The Omega update was the next one that they mentioned. Omega was an expedition. No, it wasn't. This was an actual update. It brought in the pirate freighters into the actual verse. And I think when you actually click on one of the others, that it actually mentions, when you click on Adrift, Captain Steve, oh Captain Steve, oh Captain. Heck yeah. Why not hit that like and subscribe? Thank you very much. It's actually inside of the Adrift patch notes. When you scroll down here, it does mention here, we've already done 2 huge updates into the year with the release of Omega, where we invited everyone to try the game for free, and Orbital, which overhauled the space stations and introduced a long-awaited feature, ship customization. We're grateful to have such an incredible community. So they already said that Omega was a huge update. So Omega being in your list shouldn't really be there per se. So, what was I looking at? Was I looking at Omega as an expedition update? Well, it gave the Sentinel dreadnoughts, but it also gave us a whole new way to play expeditions with the whole console and launching it from here, being able to take your stuff in and bring it back out. It was very much an update to expeditions in itself, and it brought in pirate dreadnoughts as a thing. You can actually have one of these and put a base on it. You can actually own these damn things. So it brought all that into the game. It also done the Atlas Path rework and let us birth a new star. So no, Omega was definitely an update. And there was one more you mentioned. Adrift was also an expedition update. Yeah, it kind of was, but like off the tail end of Orbital and Omega, which it mentions down here, which were bloody big. But what it did do directly after the expedition is brought in abandoned mode into the game. You can actually play a whole new game save based on this expedition. It brought something into the game that now stays in the game, and that's true with pretty much every one of these apart from the Cursed. But I kind of feel that the Cursed still has potential to bring a new enemy into the game at some point. They also mentioned this is the first of our saucer ships. I don't know whether they're going to bring in any new saucer ships now that we've got corvettes, but at the same time I kind of feel that these new enemies, these jellyfish, just having the Child of Aquarius I think is a quick throwaway. I kind of feel that they should have a better place in game because they are beautifully animated and they're quite a cool enemy. And they do allude to, you know, the drinking of the water and the cursed realms and all that sort of shenanigans. I don't think a lot of people like the elixirs, though. And I think a lot of people saw occultic tie-ins with it. And it really put them off of playing. Especially those that had... I had a lot of comments on Cursed. I'm not playing this because, you know, I'm religious and this seems like witchcraft. Even though that it's a Halloween update, I'm not having none of this. I had lots of comments along those lines around Cursed. I thoroughly enjoyed it myself personally. But I can see where they're coming from, especially when it's a PEGI 12 game. But anyways, so I do agree with you, in part. I feel the Cursed is the only true one there that was an expedition without an update. All the rest, they updated the game in some way, shape or form. They enhanced one or two of the pillars of the game or added in a whole new thing into the game. And I've replied to that effect. I've put Cursed, fair point, but the rest of them, you've got abandoned mode, Sentinel dreadnoughts, and we got fishing. They all left something there. And what I've said is I hope that the Breach update, or expedition, now gives us ways to get new Corvette parts from wrecks. I'm hoping that Hello Games, every single update from here on in, be it an update or an expedition, adds in more wrecks that might appear, that might drop new parts for us. You know, I don't really like going around planets digging up holes and digging up the tech that way. I mean, it's okay, but this makes far more sense. But also, what would make sense is, you know, they gave us those crashed ship parts not so long ago, the ones with all the vines around them. It'd be nice if they put those next to travellers' graves. So if you've got all the glyphs, you've still got a reason to go to a grave, and you can hunt that ship part and get a Corvette part as well. So not only are them being in space, but crashed by travellers' graves. I think that'll be a nice little add-in as well. And I'm hoping that after the Breach update, they leave those wrecks in and maybe put on-planet wrecks as well, because we've got the parts for them. They just have to add an interaction point, just like they do with the wrecks in space. Maybe you only get one from planet, 2 in space, or 3 in space, like we're getting right now in the expedition. I think that'll make a heck of a lot of sense, wouldn't it? But yeah, sound of in the comments, what do you think? But yeah, I still hit a heart to the old banana there. I mean, you do raise a very valid point. We had things similar, but I think the Cursed is the only real one out of all of those currently that hasn't got an update faction or form to it, because technically we didn't really get much of that come into the game after the expedition ended. And also, Hello Games has actually put Expedition 16 The Cursed at the top. It wasn't an update, where that one clearly is an update. It's in the title, a mega update. Aquarius was the Aquarius update. It's in the title. Adrift is very questionable. Adrift is questionable, but it did give us the abandoned mode. Oh, these are the ship parts that I'm on about. These are the ship parts that I'm on about. Now, if they brought function into the game as well, so you could actually collect Corvette parts from them, that'd be pretty darn freaking awesome, in my opinion. So there you go, people. Just a little mini sort of clarification point. But at the same time, I totally agree with what Hello Games have said on their latest patch notes.
Captain Steve, oh Captain Steve, oh Captain. Heck yeah. Why not hit that like and subscribe? Thank you very much.
So here we go, the very first part up here. It says it's hard to believe it's only been a little more than a month since our tiny No Man's Sky team launched the super ambitious Voyagers update. That update took me by surprise, which I've already said. I mean, I did not expect something as large as Corvettes and Voyagers to hit the 9-year mark of No Man's Sky. The way we fly our ships around, I thought, was pretty much cement. I did not think it was going to be overhauled to the extent it was. It's amazing. We spent over a year pouring a lot of love into it, and I can tell. Frickin' heck, I can tell. It's awesome. So it's been incredible for the team to watch the reaction and see us hit our highest player number since launch. Very well deserved. We generally never thought that we would have that happen in our journey. What a journey it's been. It has provided some of the favourite moments of the last 9 years for development, from standing in the Nexus. I'm glad he called it the Nexus. I get told off for calling the spatial anomaly the Nexus, but now Sean's done it, I'm allowed, right? Yeah! And seeing these beautiful, creative sci-fi ships that other players have built. Or just floating in space outside of your ship in the sort of tranquility moments of calm and wonder that feel the unique to No Man's Sky. It has made us instantly excited to work on the new update. New update. Excited to work on the new update. Well, this isn't an update. This is an expedition. What update do they talk of? Our update for Halloween is called Breach. Oh, that one. So even though it's an expedition, they're still calling it an update, which makes me think maybe some of this will continue on afterwards inside a game. And I'm hoping it's the Rex in space, and I'm hoping they think about implementing Rex on planet surface like I mentioned, because not everybody wants to go around digging holes. Yeah, and it leans into the thrill of custom ship assembly, spacewalking, skydiving, community spirits introduced in Voyagers. It's a free download starting today. And yes, I've already done phases 1 and 2 over on my channel, people. Go and hit those up. It's just the best tips. I've tried to sort of keep it fairly short and lore exempt in a roundabout way. So yeah, go hit those up. It's just my best tips for doing the phases, and I hope that they help you out. It's just the best tips that I have for each milestone, as well as anything that I found a little frustrating at times that you might find frustrating. There you go, people. That's everything that I've got for you, but I just wanted to sound off that I totally agree that Hello Games is doing wonders for No Man's Sky, and they are still a relatively small team. You know, even if they are around 60 people inside of No Man's Sky, just to put it into context, you know, Media Molecule, that's the development team that made Dreams, they sort of like VR thing, and it was also in flat mode, where you can make your own games and your own space and your own movies. I mean, funny enough, Media Molecule are also based out of Guildford, so they're a UK-based company and not too far away from Hello Games, but they made Little Big Planet and Dreams. Dreams is the one that I was on about. I forgot that they made Little Big Planet, actually, but they also did Tearaway, you know? I mean, Hello Games have done The Last Campfire, and they've also done Joe Danger. When they've got Light No Fire on, and also No Man's Sky at the same time, will they expand their team? I mean, Little Big Planet is fairly large. It doesn't have as many updates, and neither does Dreams, in all fairness. I haven't seen much come out of Media Molecule for a little while, but at the same time, you know, their team is 110, roughly. Oh, here we go. I've just jumped over onto the old you know, AI responses through Google, and it's saying 115 as of 2023, but it may have changed by the looks of things. There's been a couple of layoffs, but estimates in between 95 and 115 in 21 to 2025. So, yeah, they're a little bit bigger. They're a little bit larger than Hello Games. Oh, fudge! I didn't realise that Media Molecule used to be Lionhead Studios. They made Black and White, right? That's one of my favourite games of all time, Black and White. Well, I'd say it's in my top 20 games. I mean, I'm over-exaggerating slightly there. Yeah. They made Black and White. Freaking awesome. And the Fable series. I learn something new every day, people. 110 people in Media Molecule. Media Molecule, 110 people. No Man's Sky, equally as ambitious, if not more so, than Media Molecule and Dreams. I mean, people would debate either way on that, depending on which camp you sit in. But 110 versus 60, that's nearly double the amount of people. So it does put it into context. Hello Games are doing amazing things. And not only are they working on No Man's Sky, they're working on Light No Fire. And Light No Fire is said to be more ambitious than No Man's Sky. But yeah, thoroughly enjoying Breach so far. I think this could be a contender for one of my favourite expeditions to date, but we'll see. My favourite one, just so you know, is Polestar. Polestar was my favourite, where you start on the freighter. I really enjoyed that one. Let's see where this one goes. Let's see where I pencil it in. I think it's going to make it into my top 5 though, people. Considering there's 20, that's pretty good, isn't it? All in. Anyway, goodbye, and goodbye again, people inside of the Viewerverse.